In the moonlit shadows of a quiet southwestern New Mexico town, a nightmare unfolds. A possessed young mother, cradling her infant, is drawn to the river by an inexplicable force. As she approached the water's edge, a woman in a tattered white dress emerged from the mist, her face obscured by long, wet hair. The apparition's mournful wails echo through the night, paralyzing the mother with fear. Suddenly, the specter lunges, attempting to snatch the child from her arms. The mother flees, her heart pounding, and narrowly escapes the clutches of La Llorona. To this day, she recounts the harrowing encounter, warning others of the weeping woman's relentless search for children to replace her own. This haunting legend of La Llorona, the weeping woman, has been passed down through generations, her mournful cries echoing through time. But who was La Llorona, and what dark truths lie hidden beneath this chilling tale? To uncover the origins of her legend, we must delve into a past steeped in sorrow, betrayal, and folklore. The story of La Llorona traces back to the early colonial period of Mexico. Though versions of her tale exist across Latin America, her roots are most often linked to the convergence of indigenous and Spanish cultures during the 1500s. It was a time of upheaval and transformation, when the Spanish conquest reshaped the lives, beliefs, and histories of the indigenous peoples of the Americas. During the Spanish colonization, indigenous peoples experienced profound cultural and societal upheavals. One version of La Llorona's origin suggests that she was an indigenous woman named Maria, who fell deeply in love with a Spanish nobleman. Their relationship, considered taboo due to rigid colonial social hierarchies, was an act of defiance against societal norms. Yet, this love story was doomed from the start. When Maria gave birth to their two children, she hoped this bond would secure their future as a family. However, the nobleman's interest in Maria began to wane as he sought to secure his place within Spanish society. He eventually abandoned her to marry a woman of higher social standing. In this moment, Maria was faced with a crushing betrayal. The man she loved, for whom she had sacrificed her reputation and security, had cast her aside. Stricken by grief and rage, she found herself overwhelmed by the weight of her circumstances. In a moment of despair, Maria took her children to the river. Some versions of the tale suggest she believed that by ending their lives, she could spare them the pain of rejection and hardship. Others claim she acted out of anger, a desperate attempt to erase the betrayal she had suffered. Whatever her reasons, the act was irreversible, and Maria's sorrow was immediate and all-consuming. Her guilt drove her to take her own life, but death offered no release. The heavens condemned her to wander the earth in eternal penance, her cries a haunting reminder of her tragic choices. From this tale of love, betrayal, and unimaginable loss, the legend of La Llorona was born. One theory ties La Llorona to the Aztec goddess Cihuacoatl, a deity associated with motherhood, childbirth, and grief. According to legend, Cihuacoatl would appear as a ghostly figure, wailing for her lost children, an omen of tragedy and misfortune. This pre-Columbian mythology may have influenced the story of La Llorona as it evolved during the colonial era. Over the centuries, La Llorona has become an enduring figure in Mexican and Latin American folklore. She is a subject of paintings, literature, and films, her story retold and reshaped with each generation. For many, she is more than just a legend. She is a symbol of grief, regret, and the complexities of motherhood. But Is she real? And does encountering La Llorona spell doom? In the modern day, La Llorona's presence continues to be felt. Numerous accounts from witnesses tell of eerie encounters with the weeping woman, suggesting that her legend is more than just a story. In 2019, a family camping near a river in New Mexico reported hearing the unmistakable sound of a woman crying in the middle of the night. At first, they assumed it was another camper in distress. But as they ventured out to investigate, they found no one. Only the chilling sound of sobbing that seemed to come from all directions. The next morning, they discovered that local residents often avoided the area, citing sightings of La Llorona. In Texas, a man driving home late one night claimed to have seen a figure dressed in white standing by the roadside. Thinking she might need help, he slowed down. But as he approached, the figure vanished, leaving behind a faint, sorrowful cry. Shaken, the man later learned that sightings of La Llorona were common along that stretch of road. Another tale comes from two brothers in rural Mexico who were riding a wagon near a river at dusk. As they approached a bend in the path, they saw a woman dressed in flowing white garments standing near the water. Believing she might be lost or in need of help, they called out to her. But instead of responding, the figure turned to them, her face obscured by shadow. Suddenly, a chilling cry filled the air, and the woman disappeared into the mist. Terrified, the brothers urged their horses forward, later recounting their encounter as a brush with La Llorona herself. Many who have experienced these encounters describe an overwhelming sense of sadness and fear. Some believe La Llorona appears to warn of danger, while others see her as a restless spirit bound to the rivers and roads she once walked in life. Whether these stories are real or simply the echoes of an enduring legend, they remind us of the powerful hold La Llorona has on the collective imagination. Her mournful cry transcends time, a chilling reminder that some sorrows never fade. The curse of La Llorona endures, a haunting reminder of the pain and loss etched into human history. Whether she is a goddess transformed, a tragic mother lost to time, or a reflection of the cultural wounds of colonization, La Llorona continues to wail, a ghostly echo of sorrow carried on the wind.